differentiate a good and bad investment. So there must be some parameters to differentiate a good product or a bad. How we shall differentiate that? See, there can be a quote that apple and an orange cannot be compared, right? So everyone believes that an apple and an orange cannot be compared. But when we talk about any person, if we consider yourself as a person, and if I say that you have allergy with, you are allergic to apple, then in your case, orange will be the right solution only, right? The point is, whenever we have some type of parameters, some type of suitability, then it can be decided whether a product is good or bad for you and in your condition. It can be said in this manner also. See, there is a city, there is a place near Delhi, that is Ghaziabad. Suppose we need to go to Ghaziabad from Gurgaon. So which is the best asset class, which is the best instrument to go to Ghaziabad from Gurgaon? So suppose I like flight, you like train. So there can be different things that we like. There can be train, there can be buses, there can be flight. So everything can be there. Now the question is, do we have a flight facility from Gurgaon to Ghaziabad? No, we don't have that facility. Do we have a direct train from Gurgaon to Ghaziabad? I think it would take much time, if even if it has then. So what is the most convenient thing? How shall I reach there? So the point is, there is a different match for different situations. So you need to check what is the right match for you, what is the most suitable product for your particular solution in your capacity, in your situation at that moment. What is the right thing? So uh, I think there is a some disturbance in this. So if someone is not happy with this session, please you can log out of this system, because this is for the empowerment of common investors. If you don't want them to empower, please log out. Right? Now, the point is, we have our stages of life. The point is, we have different situations in our life, different stages. Oh, there are all the stages, like starting career. You start your career, then you get married, then you have expansion of family, then car, home, education. Any kind of goal is there, every milestone is there. So there are particularly 2 3 things which I want you to note, because I have not mentioned it in on this PPT, because we shall be sharing the PPT content also. We are not listed that. The point is, there are 2 3 types of people in. Okay, okay, right. See, there are 2 3 types of people, categories of investors in life. What I have found. In last session, I quoted an example where I met a person who had liquidity of 35 crores, and that amount was not sufficient for his entire family. So how we call it, you have the money which is able to handle all these situations of life, all these milestones of life. The money, suppose I have 2 crores rupees, and that 2 crores is sufficient for my entire life, from for all these milestones, and for my retirement also. Then I am a person who doesn't have any kind of difficulty. There can be a second family who have, suppose, 15 crores of liquidity, but that money is not sufficient for them in their situation. And there can be a family which has 6 crores rupees, and that has a requirement of just 2 crores for all these things, and they have 4 crores for investment purpose, to when we call it as growing wealth. So the situation is different from family to family. So when we talk about that you have ample money, we are talking about the people who don't need to care about money for their livelihood, for their milestones of life, right? So we have three types of categories of investors. It doesn't have anything to do with the amount. It can be 1 crore, it can be 100 crores. A person with 100 crores may look miserable and may look that he is short of funds, and the person with 2 crores rupees can have a permanent prosperity also. So there are three types of people in society as per our research. So we are moving ahead. So you need to calculate in which you are. So we have all the milestones of life approx. You may have something different also, because it cannot can never be same actually. Then uh, we have our kids, we have the responsibility to grow them, to teach them, to educate them, and to settle them also. That is our responsibility, because we have worked hard in our generation, and our last generation, my father also did hard work, and he worked for his entire life. He is still working. So the point is, we need to transfer the platform to our kids, because we have done a lot. Then we have a retirement, we have vacations, we have a home to be bought or built. Then points for good investment. Since it's a very focused session and a small session, so whenever you have any question, you can ask me, or at last we can discuss. Points for good investment. See, what is good investment? The point is, the purpose of this portal, this platform, is to serve the people who have limited budget for their own milestones of life, for their entire life. The point is, there are wealthy people who don't care about money, because if they don't do anything, even then they can uh, lead their life comfortably. We are talking about the people who have hard earned money. Every single penny matters. So the point is, we have different people to be served. So this is for the purpose of people who have allocated or earmarked the funds for their specific goals. We are not talking about the people who don't care about these things. I quote an example of my customer. I planned for him in 2010 actually. He gave me all the data. It's an interesting story. He gave me all the data, and I went for the presentation of plan. I said that, sir, you need 4 crores rupees to settle your son. He says, it's okay. I have already packed 12 crores in his account. So now I have nothing to say. So we are talking for the people who earn, who accumulate the funds for these goals. So the point is, here we are talking about achievement of goal. As per my understanding, any investment, it can be good only if it is available to me with the adequate amount. The point is, required return and adequate amount is required. Suppose I need X amount. So if I get X amount in 2023 and my need is in 2021, what shall I do? Even if it is giving me 100% per annum, I cannot do anything with that amount. So if I need the amount in 2021, I need that amount in 2021 only. So any investment is good when it is available at the timing of that goal. What I see, people take child plans, and they quote that the fund will be available by the age of 25. I say, what will you do at the age of 25? Because I need that money to be there at the age of 19. From 19 to 21, we need that amount as liquidity. Because we don't know what my son or daughter would be studying. and when they would need that money, I cannot wait for 5 further years. So the point is, whenever I need money, we should be able to take that money and use that. Then liquidity, availability at events timing. So I should get the higher amount, higher maturity value, and at the right time. Then safety, you are comfortable with the risk level. Whatever risk level you are going to take, you should be comfortable with. The point is, there is no point of investing in a fund that is too risky, and even if it goes 5% down and I lose my sleep. So there is no point in having sleepless nights. So it is always better that you have the you know the your risk taking capacity, and you invest in the products which are in that category only. So that is the third point. And ease of management finally. Why ease of management? The point is, see, we are working for our family, we take the risk for our family, we work for family. The point is, if I am there, I will do everything. If I am not there, I have taken term plan. In last session, we discussed term plan. So now the point is, if I am not there in my family, who is going to handle these amounts, these investments? How will they run this? How will they liquidate this? How will they manage this? So are they comfortable, or have we made them comfortable? Have we uh, shared the information with them so that they can also manage that? So how easily the investment can be managed by you or family? So we need to consider that if tomorrow I am not there, how can they manage that? Why we are saying this? In last 15 years, what I have seen, see, we started with providing insurance to the families, and what did we come to know with time was, see, I personally planned for 5,000 plus families. Out of those, we have already lost at least 72 to 75 persons in last 15 years, and they all were in good health, they all had good physical fitness. So the point is, life is not certain. So we need to really plan that how the family is going to manage the things. When I talk about this, certainly we shall cover someday the part of wills also, how to plan your will, how to plan your nominations in PF and everything, so that family knows. Because what we do is, whenever something like this happens, so we have a session with that family after a month or so, when we actually consolidate all the finances of the person who passed away. And literally, I mean this, people, the whole life of a person comes into two folders only. You can summarize the entire life of a person in two folders. And it has been my experience, and I cannot express that even, because it's really tough. The session is really tough for the family, but you should plan it, because at that stage it is very difficult. So plan the ease of management for family also. So we are taking the parameters first, because money is not safe. So we have just redesigned the slides slightly. Today, arhar dal is available at rupees 100 a kg. You are given a note. Why we quote this example again and again? Because most of the middle class families, uh, they just keep on wasting their money because of this, because not knowing this, or because of neglecting this formula only. Today, arhar dal is available at 100 a kg. You are given a note of 100 rupees. You are expected to buy and return 1 kg of arhar dal after 1 year. You need to buy from the same note of 100, as you can't invest that amount. What's your stand? So no one is going to take this challenge. The point is, you have a 1 kg of dal at 100 rupees today with this 100 note, and tomorrow the value of this dal would be 107 with inflation. So the tomorrow the value will be 107. Now what happens is, if you talk in the terms of kind, you have 1 kg of dal in this place, you can have 1 kg of dal in this place. But the point is, the value has gone up 107. Had it been 1950, the year 1950, this would have been, I think, 1 rupee or 50 paisa a kg. The point is, ultimately we use the money to buy things. We use the money to pay the expenses of marriage of our kids. We use the money to pay the school fees of our kids. So we pay the money to fund our house, to for vacation, for everything. So when we go for anything that is related with kind, and it grows with inflation, so we should always create a parameter that I am not going to invest anything less than inflation. I am repeating, this commitment has to be taken by you only, that you are not going to invest in anything that gives return below inflation, right? So we are again I am just repeating this slide. The 1 kg of arhar dal was 100 rupees a kg today. After a year, it is 107 rupees a kg. So 7% is your benchmark. Knowingly or unknowingly, your benchmark is 7%. Now I have a question. Real return is equal to return minus income tax minus inflation. Now the point is, whenever you invest something, it attracts some interest, and whenever there is an interest, government takes some amount as income tax. So if ultimately you are shown that you are being paid as 8% as an interest on FD, so it would have some tax. So tax is supposed 20%, then you are supposed to pay 1.6 rupees as income tax. Then you are rest with 6.4 only. And since inflation is 7%, you are negative. Your actual return is negative in your pocket. So if you take it, if you consider it in kind, now you had 1 kg of dal, which is now not equal to 1 kg of dal. So this is a basic exercise that you need to check. You need to evaluate all your investments, because when we have this habit of losing money in 1 year's time, what will happen in 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years? This will be, you will be rest with less amount, less quantity of dal. One second. So the point is, whenever you are going to invest, you need to check. You at this moment also, you must be having some investments which are giving interest than lower than inflation. Take consider inflation as 7%, because creating passive income. Passive income is a situation where your money earns for your with you actually. So the point is, just check what are the investments you have which are giving you lower returns. Now we have comparisons. Investment of 1 lakh yearly for 20 years. So if we are investing 1 lakh a year for 20 years, then 7% is the inflation. So we have deposited 43 lakhs. So if we count it as 1 kg dal that we have deposited, out of those 20 lakhs we can buy this. So the value of this is 43 lakhs. In today's calculation in kind, when we calculate it in kind, we have deposited 1 kg of dal. Suppose we have deposited 1 bowl, right? Now what happens is, if we took investment in made investment in fixed deposits, it is giving me 6.7% return. So after 20 years, I come to know that I had deposited 1 kg. Now I am rest with 900 grams. So the point is, have I really made investment? Have I really made any gain? So after 20 years, we come to know that we have made a loss. But we know that we have got 42 lakhs. The point is, you have just accumulated the funds with negative growth. So had it been in kind, it would have been 43 lakhs then. So if it is insurance plan, then bonus link, it is 32 lakhs. You lose this in capital terms. In capital terms. If it is ULIP, unit linked insurance plan, you lose this. If it is mutual funds, if it is a good option, good mutual fund, then you have something more than the deposit. If it is a commercial property, you have something more than the deposit. So you have different asset classes and different things. So it can be house, it can be anything, but the consideration should be on inflation only. So you need to decide what is the value you have with inflation, right? Curse of guarantee. In expectation of guaranteed return, you may expect guarantee of loss only. We feel that money is safe. Friends, safety is just in our minds. Safety is just in our minds. It's a state of mind when we feel that the money is safe. Money is not safe anywhere. We have to be vigilant. We have to watch. We have to monitor the progress of my money at all phases of my life. You cannot leave that alone. You are in a good job, you are working for for 10 12 hours for your company, but the point is ultimately you are getting something and you have to check the value of your wealth. So money is not safe anywhere. So don't go for guaranteed things. Don't be attracted, don't get attracted towards the products which are giving you guaranteed return, because the guarantee can be with lower returns only. Investments in India, there are different investments in India. Savings account, see, there are instruments, there are rate of returns, there are income tax, investment periods, ideal investment periods, then remarks. See, savings bank account is there. So 3% approximately it is taxable. 1 to 6 months, we have found that people keep a large amount in savings account. Why? This money should be for circulation only. The more amount you put in savings account, more the bankers will become happy with you, because they earn a lot on your savings account. So the point is how to manage these. You need to keep the amount that is required for circulation purpose only, for the regular transactions of 1 month or two. So savings account balance should be less, always less. If your monthly expenses are 30-40,000, then why should you keep more than 50,000 in savings account? So there is no point in having higher balances in savings account, because it gives you lower returns. Bank fixed deposits, 3 years. Now, you know, the interest rates have gone down. So if you have old FDs, don't liquidate those if it is not necessary. Bank FD of 3 years is giving you 5.5% return at this moment. Day before yesterday, I think I inquired with ICICI. They are offering just 4.5%. So the point is, and even then it is taxable at the tax slab that you are assessed at. So it can be taken for short term and emergencies only, or if you have some goals which are falling in next, which are going to happen in next 2 to 3 years time. So for those purpose, you can have the bank deposits. And if it can be done, you can always check the ITR of your spouse or any other family members. You should prepare a family tree. What is your family tree? Is there any person who can be who has that kind of amount in bank account? Because always remember one thing, you can write it. You can never gift any amount. So a lady cannot take gifts from her husband her father-in-law, her mother-in-law. So any lady should not be gifted income generating assets from her husband, from father-in-law and mother-in-law. You can write that. There is a question for current accounts. Current accounts are again for circulation of money transactions only. Current account is not for actually families, it is for businesses only. And if it is 7-8%, then Yes Bank, would you like to continue with the Yes Bank presently or Kotak? The point is they want your investments actually. So the point is, if how long they will continue. If it is, you can always have a current account with them, but you have to have a track. The moment you are not so careful, you may take some losses with the private banks. Liquid funds are giving 6 to 7% now. No, not now. You are talking about the past performance. You always go and check for the YTM yields today. Yields are not 6 to 7% today. Auto sweep accounts can be there. Auto sweep 25K. This amount can be revised by depending upon the family to family. It can be 50,000 also. Suppose you have checks of for need the liquidity, so you that amount slab can be decided by the family. See, the point is when you talk about Paytm Bank and others, so what is the total amount of deposit they are going to give you? And for practical purposes, we should not entertain the new entrants of banks. New entries should not be entertained very easily actually, because the point is the maximum limit is 1 lakh. Then we don't know anything about them now, so how much exposure we would like to give them. So it is to be decided how much comfortable you are, because what I call it, if you are going for guarantee of 6-7%, why you are looking for guarantee actually when you can make much more returns? So we shall discuss it. You just remind me in the mutual fund section, we shall discuss about that. See, the point is one. I come to that question actually. The fixed deposits 5 years, 6.7% is the tax is the interest rate on 5 years FD. Then there is the money is taxable. The point is, if you have those kind of ITRs where you can take the benefit of post-tax returns, where suppose a lady has investments in her bank account or savings account, so you can park the fund as FD in her name if she is not filing ITR, right? And you can put your money in mutual funds, so you will get 2% higher return. Endowment plans of life insurance companies, you should if you really want to invest, then not invest only, because otherwise investment in insurance is not a very good idea. Money back plans, if you talk about money back plans, the sum assured is like you have you are paying 100 rupees and the sum assured is 90 rupees, or you are paying 120 and the sum assured is 100 only. So actually in these cases you have absolute loss. If you calculate the money back plans, these give you the absolute loss actually. Then whole life insurance policies are there. Again, if you have taken these, take the money out in the next window, because these don't have life insurance also, but there are some assureds which are just for the purpose of investment only. So watch them carefully if you have whole life insurance plans with you, right? I shall come to Mr. Prabhakar to direct stocks also. But basically this is about knowing how to check the products, because how much amount you have invested in stocks and how much you have in all the instruments that you have today. FD, saving bank account, property, you calculate everything. So how much weightage you have in your stocks, you need to check that too. So money back plans give you losses. Whole life insurances give you huge loss because these are for longer terms and they don't have any risk element in these plans. But the name is a whole life insurance policy. Then there are pension plans. Friends, if you have taken pension plans, please go and check the policies immediately because it's the right time to get it liquidated because of one reason only. If you have invested in any of the ULIP plans, certainly you are going to withdraw the amount before retirement date. So let me clarify very carefully because CAs don't know about these things much and you have to pay the taxes. Suppose I deposit 10 lakhs in next 10 years and the value is 11 lakhs because we don't expect much from ULIPs and pension plans. So if I take the entire amount back from pension plan before maturity or the retirement date, the entire 11 lakhs will be taxed at 30% as per the income tax slab. So have we invested in these instruments for this purpose only? To pay taxes? Because it has deferment of tax. So if any one of you have a pension plan, it is the right moment because the markets are down. So in any case, if you need to grow the amount, you can grow it anywhere else. So get rid of those plans immediately. Then you have unit linked insurance plans. These plans are also faulty because these have 5 to 6% annual charges on fund value. These have 5 to 6% of annual charges on fund value also. So these funds should also be avoided, unit linked insurance plans, because how it works, the fund value is like, suppose I pay 1 lakh premium every month, every year. So the point is, then I have just 5% of uh, entry charges on that. Now the point is, if I have 5% of entry charges, then 1 second. The point is 5% of entry charges are there on my premium, annual premium. Now, if I continue paying that, so after 5 years, the fund value is 6 lakhs, suppose. So I need to pay these additional fund value charges. Those are known as expense ratio on 6 lakhs rupees. Other than the charge that I am paying 5% on entry amount. Every entry amount has 5% and the fund value has 5 to 6% charges, right? So now PPF is there. It is good if you have that kind of risk on you, if it can be good. Otherwise, if you are going for a very long period, then equities are better because in any case, the money is blocked for 15 years time. Then you have KVP, Kisan Vikas Patra. It should be avoided again because these are taxable. So if you check, these are giving you lesser returns. Then there is NSC, National Savings Certificate. It is again taxable for 5 years. This PPT will be available to you, so you don't need to write these things. Senior Citizens Scheme is giving you 7.4%. Tax slab is there. As per tax slab, you need to pay the taxes. Then you have debt mutual funds. So debt mutual funds are there. You can use them. So there can be a change. You can see that here we have mentioned tax slab, right? In these products, you need to pay the taxes as per your income tax slab, and these have capital gains. So taxation is as per capital gains. So you end up paying lesser amount of tax. So we shall cover in some session, we shall cover capital gains also and income tax also. So in those sessions, we shall discuss this. But in these cases, if you keep the money for more than 3 years, so it will be taxed at 7 or 10% at max. Then there are shares. The point is, if you talk about direct shares, why we covered all these products and then shares? The very clear point is, suppose I have 100 rupees. I will invest 20 rupees in shares. And what about 80? Because those 80 give me very less return in 20 years time. They give me capital loss. So you need to check that what is your return on your net worth, leaving your personal assets. So that is more important. Then you have shares. In this case, what is your strategy? If you can manage on your own, or if you have a very good advisor who can manage your portfolio, so please check what is the return you are making on your shares on year basis. So there can be many different very good stories of successful investment in shares. There can be people who, so there can be different people who invest in shares. The point is, the people who want to invest in shares, they should know why. You suppose I met a person, a family, where it is an interesting story. There is a family in the ma'am has shares of ITC of 3.5 cr. I'm talking about this in 2009. We discussed what is the value you have in ITC only, because you don't have Nestle, you don't have Britannia. So what is the value you find? So she says that my father gifted me these numbers of shares and I have just kept them. So had it been Satyam, so had it been Kingfisher, so is there any logical value? Is there any logical reason to hold the shares? So find out that if you cannot, then go to mutual funds. It is a golden rule that if you cannot tell about the promoters, about the shares, about the company for 5 minutes, you don't invest directly in shares. I tell you about a person who invested and who tried to buy Ansal's outrightly. So we are not going to discuss any script here. The point is, he came to us in Lucknow and we went to evaluate the land bank of Ansals. And he went to Delhi directly from Lucknow and he offered Ansals to directly purchase the entire value of promoters at 200 CR. So the I'm talking about the same fellow. He went to Haldwani, that for Birla's paper mill in Lal Kuan. He stayed there for 15 days. He asked the panwalas about the payments of truck drivers. He talked to the truck drivers. He paid money to the panwala for counting the number of trucks every day moving out of the factory. Then he went back to Surat and he bought 3% of shares Century on the same day. There is a SEBI inquiry against him. So the people who actually know what they are buying, how they are going to take position, why they are buying, those people should manage their shares on their own. Otherwise, it's a fun. Allocate 50,000 rupees for share trading and leave it for the fate, because we don't believe in share trading alone, right? Then residential property can be there. It is, it can be a tool for capital appreciation only. For rental purpose, it should be avoided. It should be avoided. If you are really see, you are on this in this session, that means you have interest in your wealth in future. So we never allow our customers to have tenant on residential properties, because what you get the amount for whitewash only. By taking the amount equal to 1% of the value of the wealth, I am at a risk of entire 99%. Because as per laws now, it is very difficult to get it vacated. So the point is, there is lot of risk in residential properties if we are using for rental purpose. So it can be used for capital appreciation only. So if you find that there is a upcoming society or upcoming area which can be good in next 10-5 years, so you can invest in that only. And if it is with loan, it will give you much higher return. You can prepare those cash flows. Then we are talking about commercial property. If it is a commercial property, it should be for rental purpose, not for appreciation. Because whenever you go for, see, in residential property, the idea should not be rental purpose. If it is a commercial property, the idea should not be capital appreciation. Because if we go for capital appreciation, that means we are going with the view of builder that we shall sell someday. So again, it's a risky thing. What is commercial property? You want a good tenant. So plan it from the view of a tenant only. Would your tenant like to pay higher amount of rent? Would your tenant like a smaller office or bigger office? So the point is, it should again be there. We have different entire course for this commercial property also. There are presentations already there, so you can go through them. Then gold beats inflation, and it's an international currency. It is considered to be an international currency. So whenever there is some volatility or something, some uncertainty, you find that gold prices go up, right? Then we have NPS. As of now, NPS, if you are if you have compulsion to invest in NPS, then only invest in NPS. Otherwise, it should be avoided as of now. And if it is NPS, go for growth schemes in which they are investing in equities. Because of the one reason only, the equity market should do very well. And the I'm coming on here. And the point is, in NPS, whenever you are going to withdraw the amount at last, you need to contribute in pension plan for income, which is the worst plan you have ever in financial world. It is for the financial companies only. It is not for you. It is single-sided win and lose. They win, you lose everything. That 40% amount that you invest in pension plan from NPS, that is going to become zero. So there is no point in investing in that wishfully. So if you have any compulsion, then only invest in those NPS. Otherwise, you can create your asset from equity and mutual funds only. So there is a question related with employee provident fund. So employee provident fund again is your compulsion. You have to do this. And if you have 5-10 years in your hand to for retirement or investment, this is the right time. Get some amount from your PF, because government has already provided some provision. So you can withdraw that amount up to the wages of 3 months or 75%, whichever is higher. So you can take that amount and park it in mutual funds if it suits you, because it's again about your suitability. And so if there is any other question, we can discuss it after 5-10 minutes. Now we have some Excel. There is an Excel which is already shared on this group. So how we build that parameters, now you have those things like lump sum investment. This Excel is available to everyone. So we have an investment in one time. We have periodic investments like 1,000. This is again a drop down. You can have the drop down as yearly, monthly. And if you don't have any investment, just make it zero, right? You can make it zero also. So whenever you have any proposal for investment, you have the parameters. The first parameter is inflation. So is it giving you lower than inflation? Don't go for any investment. We can compromise with lower investment returns if the timing is 1 to 3 years only. In those periods, we have very less possibilities to get higher returns in India, right? So whenever there is an investment which allows you to invest for 5 years plus returns, how will you make your return? How will you make yourself retired? So the point is, everything is to be done from your wealth only. So the point is, you need to invest as per your requirement. So minimum requirement is inflation, that is 7%. Don't take consider below 7%. So we have investment of 1 lakh here. So we have removed this periodic investment. Then we have suppose years in hand like 10. Annual return is suppose 6%. So why we have covered this section as 6%? Majority of Indians invest below 6%. It is an irony. Majority of Indians, we don't talk about mutual funds, we don't talk about shares, we don't talk about good investments. We always talk about FDs, safe returns. We always talk about PPF. We always talk about PF. Now what you can do, you can just put 7.1% in this. Now you consider it with your with the 1 example of 1 kg of dal. So now the point is, if inflation is 7%, value of capital invested it is in 1 lakh. If I invest 1 lakh rupee, the value of investment is 1,96,715 in 10 years time, and PPF gives me 1,98,000. So how much extra did you make, or will you make? The point is, you are not getting anything extra, right? So the point is, you are getting just 0.1% higher return. You added 1% in your capacity. What do we feel? Why we covered this section? The point is, we feel that we invest and my money would be able to purchase some higher value things for me. The higher value is 1% in 10 years time. So I know that there are lots of tension or pressure in your mind at this moment. The point is, it needs a complete resetting of your value system. It needs complete you can say you need to reset your value system. So now the most important point is, if I am going to make 1% on my wealth in next 10 years, how will I become wealthy? How will I become wealthy? Mentally, if you see, you are just this is a piggy bank for you, where it has the value with inflation too. So if you are depositing 1 kg of dal, you will get 1 kg and 10 grams. So it is like that only. So if I make a little change in this, I am just making it 9%. Check this. You get extra 20%. So you need to check in this cell number C15, that is real growth in purchasing power. Because the point is, whether I invest or not, the point is, you need to check the maturity values, the difference in maturity values. So how does it work? It works in longer run. Suppose you invest for 20 years time, you can check what is the difference. So you need to invest whenever you have amount for a longer period. You need to invest by taking little bit of risk. So just go for 20-30%. First of all, you need to cut the losses. So book the losses wherever you have, whether it is you can say pension plans, whether it is insurance plans. So those are what will be the result if you are building your wealth with insurance plans. Let's take it as 3.5%, minus 48% in 20 years, minus 48%. This alone Excel is enough for you to replace your financial advisors. because it has nothing to do with any company, any product. It is just a logical thing. So if you are going to evaluate any product, just ask them what is the result that they give. If you are going to consider any insurance plan, in insurance plan they share you the BI at 10% and 6%, 6% and 8%. Ask them, this is the future return